Welcome back. Welcome back. It is the DMV Wig Doctor, located in Bowie, Maryland, honey. And today, we're going to be having a fabulous discussion. And this is going to be dedicated to our Wellness Foundation for cancer sufferers and all those who are survivors and who are affiliated with the Annapolis Wellness House. This video is dedicated to you guys and for all those who have questions concerning wearing custom units and wigs in general. So, and I was being very curious as the type of person that I am, and I found out some of the main topics or some of the main different issues that people have when purchasing a unit. Okay, so I hope this information is able to help you today. Okay, so and after this video, we will be having an additional link. It's even though it was done a couple of months ago, it will be talking about some of our free giveaway units that we had available at our wig drive. So if you're interested in any of these units, and that's going to be featured at the end of this video and the link below, then we're going to be showing you guys how to receive these free units. All right, so just make sure to write down the name. If you can, take a screenshot, a picture of the unit, or write down the name that should be associated with each unit. Okay, so this is our first question: how to find and choose a wig. Now, this is probably the $1 million question. I think everybody would like to know that. You know, and sometimes even when I first started purchasing wigs, I even wanted to find that out myself. How to purchase and how to find the unit, how to choose a wig. The thing about it, it's almost like, and I was thinking about this while I was creating this, just thinking about this video and looking over some of the questions. It's almost like how to find a car. There are many ways that you can buy a car. You can, your grandmother can you can get a free car from one of your relatives. You can buy a car at an auction. And sometimes when you buy some of those auction cars, they may have a lot of underlying issues, or you could buy a car brand new. And so pretty much that's how I, try to associate wig purchase. It may not be as complicated as buying a car, but it can sometimes feel like it. So there are many different variables when trying to purchase a wig. And some of the key elements is the kind of wig, especially that fits your hair, in your skin tone, and also your head size. That's one of the biggest challenges, I would say, is finding a unit that actually fits you. There are a lot of different type of units that are out on the market. Some units they have full lace all over, while some units they might just have the closure in the front with some of the hairs with a polyurethane base or with a lace base, while some are just, I guess some of those wigs they purchased at the synthetic wigs, they're pretty much just freestyle. So it's pretty much no part, just wefts throughout the unit. So there are a lot of different ways to find a wig and a lot of different choices to choose from. Sometimes, starting off, a lot of people sometimes just go to their local beauty supply store if you're trying to be on the lower end of things. And those units are pretty much medium size, sometimes the large size units. That's the only problem when you buy something from a beauty supply store or from a store that is more general based, that carries different hair extensions. You may not get a specific unit to your liking, because many of these different type of units that are within these beauty supply stores, a lot of times they are very generic. So, you may be dealing with a lower quality of hair that can pretty much one size fit all type of thing going on. So that's the only thing when you go to a beauty supply store. Even though some people, they purchase units from the beauty supply store, and a lot of times they will let you try them on. They'll give you a wig cap like I have right here. You can they'll give you a wig cap. Some of the beauty supply stores, especially the Asian beauty supply stores, they give you wig caps, and you'll be able to pretty much try the unit on from there. Now, the next step, this is the only thing, a lot of times when you buy these synthetic hair pieces, now there are some, I know especially for women who may be European, they have different higher quality synthetic units that can be purchased, and also that look very nice. There are a lot of different companies that are out there that do actually a pretty decent job. However, they still may not. Now, these are not the $25 and $30 units. I've even seen some, I think, synthetic units that were $300 to $500. So there's a lot of a variety out there. Generally, if you're gonna, I would say when trying to purchase a unit, you want to make sure that you want to see how the unit fits on your head. If it's moving around a lot, if so, then you may have to get it altered by a stylist or a wig specialist. However, if you're going to do all that, because that is a price associated with that, you might just want to go ahead and invest in an actual custom-made unit, especially if you are very particular. Because again, I said these units that are purchased are the lower cost, generally are one size fits all, and they're not very, it's not very customized to how you may wear your hair. You might like to wear different colors. And that's another thing. If you're wearing synthetic hair, you will not be able to dye these pieces. Now, also, there is a lot of new technology out. So a lot of people are able to curl their these new synthetic fibers. I don't know where they're getting these fibers from, because originally you were not able to curl synthetic fiber hair wigs and extensions. But now you're able to use a moderate heat. When I say moderate, I would say anywhere from 300 degrees or less. So so I guess to answer that question, there are many ways to find a wig. There are specialists, especially in the area. You can do a Google search, and even go on YouTube to see hair replacement specialists in your area and wig specialists and those who specialize in cranial prosthesis. That is a medical unit. Sometimes you may even be able to get your different insurance companies to give you to pretty much pay for your unit. So that's very great. That's a very great thing, especially a lot of clients who are dealing with cancer. A lot of times they are able to get their units covered through their insurance provider. So that's a very good thing. So sometimes if you can look around. Now, I will say it is a long, lengthy process. So you have to be very patient when considering to go to get reimbursed through your insurance company. Okay. Okay, the next question will be, what should members look out for in a selection of a wig? So I think we kind of talked about some of this earlier. Pretty much, I would say the price. The price sometimes will be a dead giveaway on the longevity of your unit. So generally, most units that are about $300 or less, those are going to be able to only be worn for maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months, maybe 3 to 4 months at best, especially if you're going to be wearing them on a consistent basis. So you want to look to find a provider that specializes in this. In the hair market, it is not I'm trying to find the right word. There's not a lot of policing over this. There's not a lot of people over this market. So there's not a lot of people that is able to say how much percentage a human hair is a particular hair unit. Actually, there are laws in place that say that if the hair unit only has 1 to 5% virgin hair, then this unit will be considered a 100% human hair wig. And so there's a lot of different things with the wig market. That's why sometimes it's best to find maybe somebody that you trust, that you can believe in to purchase the units from. This is just a very large market. It's actually very oversaturated. There are a lot of people selling units. So generally, the price. So many wigs that are under, I would say, $300, they're either synthetic, they're using a lot of different type of processed hair. Sometimes even animal hairs can be mixed in with these types of hair types. And also, some of these hairs are taken from hospitals. So there's a lot of different, some of this hair comes from, they call it, I believe, fallen hair. So some of the hair that may have fell down on the, while a stylist was cutting and things like that. Some of our ways that these hairs are donated. So those are the lower quality hairs. Those hairs have been processed. They have chemicals, going through many chemical stripping of the cuticles. There's a lot of different things that have happened. So that's with that hair type. Now, there's so many different types of hair. So then there's a very popular word out there on the market today called Brazilian hair. That is another form of processed hair. It is, however, a little bit better. There are different types of forms of. Again, I said this is not. This market is not fully regulated, so you really have to find a trusted vendor who has a good track record of clients wearing wigs, especially those who may need to get a custom unit. Okay. Now, as far as the more high-end units, what I consider, because I'm also am a wig provider and I'm a hair replacement specialist, some of the different wigs I would call the a good wig, you would definitely want to make sure that you're able to curl the hair up to, especially at 400-degree level. I have found that some of the lower quality hairs, especially being their synthetic or just Brazilian hair, when you try to curl these units, they generally have a very limp and soft curl. So when you're looking for a unit, you want to make sure that the hair is able to respond like a real human's head of hair. So when you curl the hair, it's able to keep a steady curl in place. And generally these, those are some of the things to look out for. Also, again, like I said, the more expensive some of these units are, generally the more, especially if you're going to a reputable vendor, the more higher quality. Generally, these wigs are just not $900, $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000 for nothing. These units, generally the ones that go up in that range, they generally are 100% human hair. They come from 1 to 2 donors. This hair has been pretty much cut off the individual's hair, the donor's hair, and then after that is ventilated and constructed into wefts. So that is the process. And then for the more expensive units, those actually take some of your measurements and it is sent off to a ventilator. And you can get you can get very specific, even to the color of the lace that you desire, what type of base that you want for your unit. I know a lot of women especially like to have a more breathable lace. Some of these wigs, they can be hot, depending on what type of unit that you get. So there are a lot of different options. Okay, now we're going on to the next question: how to fit a wig and how to wear a wig. So pretty much, if you purchase from a like you said, one of those vendors who you can trust, generally they will be able to fit you with a wig that fits that will probably most likely fit your head. Now you can, for those who want to go on the more less expensive route and just purchase from somebody online or from a local beauty supply store, then those units sometimes generally come one size fits all. So you have to try it on and see how it works. Also, sometimes you can get these wigs altered. You need to go to a professional stylist or someone to alter some of these units for you. And in addition to that, there are things called wig grips. I wonder if I have some of them close by. I may have to do that in the next video, but there's a thing called wig grips. A lot of people like these, especially if they do not have hair and they do not want to resort to glue. When wearing some of these wigs, especially if you're dealing with any type of hair loss, you will need to secure these units down, especially if you do not have any hair underneath. Many people, they use different forms of tape. They have different companies such as Walker's Tape. It's a very popular brand. There's a lot of different brands out there that provide glue, especially one of my favorite companies, trying to think of the name, but pretty much they have a platinum line. It's almost looks like an Elmer's glue. But this particular adhesive, they have a line. There are so many different adhesives out there, and really you have to find it depending on your natural pH of your skin. But this particular brand, they are excellent. They even have a line just for sensitive women who may be going through any type of chemo or any type of medical issues, who do not want a lot of have a lot of toxicity to the glues. In this market, there are a lot of heavy metals that are present in some of these adhesives. So you may want to look into finding a glue that is less toxic as possible. And so that's going back to the fitting the wig. Also, now some of these vendors that you can purchase a wig for and be fitted for it, if you buy a measuring tape that you can get from your local, purchase on Amazon, I believe, or Lowe's, you can measure the circumference of your head. So pretty much you will go from like around to this area, and then you will wrap it all the way around and pretty much leave it where you left off at. And when you do that, you pretty much in this area along with your natural hairline or where you want your wig to fall at, Because some women, they have a higher forehead, so they may want their unit to go a little bit further down. And so then they measure their head all across, and then they're able to see the circumference. That's generally one of some of the most important different measurements when you're trying to get a unit. Because if you have a small head, but generally most small heads have a 21 circumference, you will not. If someone gives you a large unit that's like a 23-inch or 22.5-inch unit, you generally will not be able to wear that unit. That unit will fall off. No wig grip probably will be able to save you from that. So with that being said, when you're trying to get fitted for a wig, then you might want to go to a stylist or to a vendor that makes custom wigs. Like I know, for example, as myself, I sell wigs online. There's a lot of different companies who sell wigs online. And with these wigs that are sold online, they will generally ask you to measure your head. They will give you a specific sheet that generally are approximately like 5 different measurements that they generally ask for when you're trying to create a wig. Okay, and how to wear a wig. If you purchase the right proper unit, generally it can be worn as your natural hair. Now today I was rushing. I did not necessarily glue down my unit perfectly. I just did some gel around the edges and tied it down with a headscarf, with a miniature headscarf, just to go around the perimeter. So when you purchase, and this hair actually mimics African American hair. They have all types of hair. This hair is processed raw Cambodian hair. That's a very good hair for women of color and those who have a very thick ethnic hair type that is very curly. Now, for those who are looking for a more silkier type texture, you might want to resort and try the raw Indian hair, or either there are some Filipino hair textures, some of these different vendors, and also there are some companies who have European textures. For women who are European, it is best that they probably go to a vendor that specializes in wigs for their hair types. Generally, each vendor specializes in different types of, oh Lord, someone is trying to call me. Okay, there's different vendors for each different type of ethnicity. So you pretty much have to go, whoever you go to, you need to find out if they specialize in units for your specific ethnicity. So so there's a very broad base of different type of hair types, and I find that a lot of times the European units, they are more higher priced. Some of them are easily $1,500 to $2,500 for you to get the unit to look correct. Also, one last thing that I want to address. There are also many forms of customization that can be done to these units. These units your stylist or hair replacement or wig specialist or wig provider, a lot of times they can customize these units. And when I say that is the last final touch with that. They will be able to thin out your hairline. So a lot of times these units come very thick, and it gives a very wiggy look to your actual hairstyle. And also, depending on your complexion, there's different various forms of lace out there. Some lace come very dark, so that's for a more darker woman. Also, some lace for the lighter women or women who want the lace to blend in very effortlessly. They may resort to getting a transparent, or what they call now on the market, a very popular term, HD lace. So these are some of the things that you want to look for. Also, depending on your stylist, they generally will be able to, I think I already said they can tint the lace to however you want. And they can also, now if you don't want to go through the process of taking the unit on and off daily, you can always resort to getting it glued down by a professional. I know at my hair replacement salon and others that are that specialize in this, there are different methods of adhesive that are used to keep your unit on for a good duration of time. Some people are even able to go up to 3 months with getting maintenance every 3 to 6 weeks. So these are just some of your options. We hope that this was a very informative video, and we look forward to spending more time with you. And please feel free to inbox Annapolis Wellness for those who are members of that foundation. If you have any more questions, and those who will be watching me on my YouTube channel, I am the Weave Doctor. I'm located in Bowie, Maryland. You are free to answer to ask us more questions there. We thank you so much for your time. We hope this is a very informative video, and please feel free to click the link. We will be discussing on how you can receive free units, and also if you have more information about getting your units insured by your by your insurance provider. We thank you so much for your time, and you hope that you have a fabulous afternoon. All right, and that is it from the Weave Doctor today. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a safe afternoon. Make sure that you stay healthy and live beautiful and fabulous. All right now, bye.